Hello, everyone. Hi. Hello. It is I, Trooper SJP. Also, that really did not feel like that had a transition. That felt really abrupt. What's up with that? Hold on, let me see. Well, no, it has a fade. Hello, Rissa. Hello, Roller 300. Hello, Missile Monkey. Woo! Welcome, Missile Monkey. Hey, I made this Saturday stream too. I got up today at 10 and I was like, okay, I'm ready. And I got myself ready. And then I just lost time. I was like, oh, I'm going to be able to start right on time. It's so exciting. And I was like, okay, I've got like 5 minutes before stream starts. Let me just go and like check a couple of things. Then I was like, what time is it? Anyway, I'm here. It played my theme song. Hey, How are you? Look, I'm gonna just right now. I'm just actually gonna just start the game up because we have like an hour and 15 is uh, what we got. So I'm just gonna bring us there. Just and then we can chat. But this way we're at least we're on it. You know what I mean? Also, she kind of looks like Sarah Michelle Gellar, Halcyon Helen, sort of. Don't you think? I think she looks like Michelle Gellar as Buffy. Is my thought on that. This is my thought. Krillin says, I got introduced to a new band today that I'm currently obsessed with. Oh, what's the band? And then also, if you would put it in the Discord, that would be excellent. Um, Work has been coming in at 2 every day. Oh, so I'm clocking in as soon as most streamers are starting. 2, by the way, 2 Eastern or Pacific or Central or GMT. Give me time zones. Pale Waves. Oh. Would you drop something of theirs that you're really enjoying into the Discord so I can listen to it? Because that would be great. EST. Well, see, okay, Missile. So here's the thing. This may or may not help you. I remember where we were last time. We were going to explore this platform, and that's why I drop myself right there. If it helps, normally on Saturdays, I start my stream at noon, so like you could hang out with me like for the first time bit. That's like a thing. Lurking while finishing homework. I hope the homework is fun and good, Atomica. Also, Atomica, how great is it that you are going back to school? I think that's awesome. I hope you're having a good time. Oh, wow. I was about to say something that I never thought I would say. That's not true. I would have thought I would have said that. I was about to say something that my 15-year-old self never thought I would. Well, no, that's just complicated. Really? Okay. I was just going to say that I love school. Huh. You know what I have right now? I have the wrong Nightbot. I thought that we fixed this. I thought we had a whole conversation about this, Nightbot, about how I wanted you to use different things here. I was pretty sure. Are you pressuring me? Is that what's going on now? Are you pressuring me to move? Don't pressure me. I'm chatting with my chat. Come on now. Here, don't pressure me. I'm having a conversation. For heaven's sakes. I was going to say that I love schools. What I was just about to say, I was going to be like, oh, I love school. And then I thought, oh, my 15-year-old self would have, well, then I never thought I would have said that, but I was like, oh, but actually, I've been loving school since I started undergrad. So, actually, and I started undergrad, when did I start undergrad? 1997 is when I started undergrad. I went to undergrad in 1997, and once I started undergrad, I actually loved it. I thought it was great. So that's been a while. So for the last couple decades, I would not have been surprised to hear me say, I love school. So then I thought, oh, high school me would have been surprised to hear today me say, I love school. But that's also not necessarily accurate because I actually did love learning things in school. I didn't like being bullied. And also, I had ADHD but didn't know it. So I had a really hard time with assignments that I had a good time with some assignments, but I had a bad time with other assignments. I just didn't start them. But I did like learning a lot, and I liked my teachers, so I didn't dislike school in general. Middle school me probably would have been surprised to hear me say that I like school, even though I still did like learning and I still did like my teachers. It's just the bullying was worse and I had less autonomy as a middle schooler, so I couldn't mitigate the miserableness of my peer group. So, yes, yeah. Yes, I think it's perhaps not accurate to say to say that I'd be yes. There you go. That was my thought process. I have yeah. Uh, Mr. Monkey's like, if that is Sarah Michelle Gellar, then those brain eaters are effed. Yes. Uh, let's see. Atomic, I've got something for you. One more thing. Are those purple berries an introduced species? I feel like they are something bad. I should hope so. You technically go to school almost every day, Trooper. Yes, yes, and actually, I really do. Actually, yeah, I do. Yeah, I like it. Roller 300 is singing to prompt me to sing. Is the attack of the killer purple berries. I was thinking it was a one-eyed, one-horned, flying purple berry eater. One-eyed, one-horned, flying purple berry eater. You know. Hey, Lone Cool, how are you? I was just thinking about you. I was thinking about you because I want to go and play the banjo for you all again on a Saturday, and I want to play something in German. That's what I was thinking about, but I have to do that. I mean, I have to get my banjo. Like, I've lost my callus. No, actually. I mean, I've lost them for the most part, but I've still got some calluses on there. I still got some thick skin. I need to go practice that banjo. Banjo practice. PH says, bullies shouldn't be scared. They should be baby boy cows. I feel like most of the problems with high school is us allowing adolescents to just be adolescents, unchecked and unsupervised. You know what, Krellin? Yes. Yeah, actually. Yes. 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 And look, I also understand that people need autonomy so they can grow in different spaces, but part of that is like, my mom would let me play outside without supervision, in the front of the house, like we lived in a building and play on the sidewalk, right? Unsupervised. And was I unsupervised? Eh. Let's say I certainly wasn't unchecked, right? And unsupervised is like I felt like I was unsupervised. That's what I felt like as like a 9 or 10-year-old. But parents, the folks looked out the window regularly to make sure that we were okay, and my parents were not the only people who would be looking out the window occasionally to make sure that we were okay. So uh, we were being checked, and we weren't really being unsupervised. They didn't just leave us on our own in the recess yard to reenact the Lord of the Flies with nobody noticing. That's all I'm saying. So like maybe you could have a little bit of some kind of, and also people need guidance. Anyway, I'm agreeing with Krellin is what I'm saying. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that sometimes you might have the appearance of being unchecked and unsupervised, so therefore you get the benefits of like learning those things while still being unchecked and while still being checked and supervised. And perhaps we could do more of that in school. Is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Mr. Monkey says, I love school. I didn't love the teachers deciding that that's not that they looked like were boring me. They were, but that's not the point. I like that. Uh, that works. Is it? Oh, Roller 300 attack the killer tomatoes. Attack of the killer purple berries. That is such. I really love that movie. I love that movie, Roller. If to the folks watching right now, if you have never seen the film Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the original from like the 70s, uh, you have not seen that film. Please note, I am not officially recommending that film, or I am. I'm not saying the film is good, however, or that it's not. What I'm saying is that it is a film that involves tomatoes, killer tomatoes, attacking people. And when I say they're killer tomatoes, I don't mean that they're poisonous and that if you eat them, you'll die. What I mean is that they roll down the street and then kill people. So there's a lot of like fake tomatoes rolling down streets, just being rolled down a hill, and a camera filming these fake tomatoes rolling down a hill, and then you have shots of people going, "Oh no!" and then tomatoes being thrown at those people, and then them being dead with tomato juice on them. And it's a parody. Like it's not a serious film. It's not that somebody made it in a serious way thinking I'm going to make a serious film and then they made that film. They always knew it was a parody of all of those sort of horror films. Anyway, I would say check it out. And it also has one of the best songs ever. Um, oh, Rissa, I know that those bits here. I got my megaphone. I'm ready for it. Uh, you know, uh, and and I'm just saying that it is. the song is called Puberty Love, and it's sort of like a spoof parody of all those kind of teen romance songs that had come out at one point in time. So go and watch, or don't, I'm not the boss of you, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Enjoy the song on the radio, Puberty Love, and the tomatoes, and the theme song, which is amazing, and tomatoes killing people. So, just note it. Superman never goes anywhere without supervision. But bummed. So good, PH. I feel like kids born after 1987 don't know about those running around the neighborhood from when we get home till dinner. I mean, and sometimes after. Oh, that's because of the rise of the news cycle. You know what I mean? Like making everybody feel paranoid, even though it's safer than it was before. Rissa notes it is intentionally bad. That is correct. That is correct. Did you know they made a cartoon? You know, Krellin, I actually did know that, but I was out of the country, so I never saw it. But I heard they made a TV series, a cartoon, and was it good? Was it interesting? Was it fun? Was it was it the value? Also, I feel like I should be a little higher in the chair. So when I stream, just for sightlines, I tend to get a little bit higher in the chair, but when I'm writing, I tend to go back down to the bottom, all the way down. So that's just a thing. Anyhow, I'm going to sing because I got some bits and I wanted to. What are you doing over here? Boop. I got some bits from Atomica, who's amazing, who's lurking while finishing homework. And because I got bits, I'm going to be singing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers from the film Gold Diggers of 1933, which means I'm singing in Pick Latin. And I'm going to sing it. I'm going to sing it in a kind of Shatner-esque spoken word poetry way because I feel like it. Ooh. I'm going to try to go for the spoken word voice. That's what I'm going to go for. That's going to hit me more beatnik, won't it? Don't worry about it. Earway in hey the anime. Earway in hey the anime. Eveway atke ele atwe ofwe atwe itwe ixte ute itke ele angwe o. Earway in hey ide anime. Ide iskes are anise. Old man ie depressione uye ure uthre uvie aste anwe angre o. Iwe everne idre edle einsle eavwe edbre einsle ute e day. Anwe inwe iwe ise ide ile ordle anle iwe ukle athe ige itre inde ide ie. We're in the money. We're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Thank you. That was hard. That was hard. That was hard. I'm going to tell you something about why that was difficult. That was difficult because I have internalized that song through the rhythm of it. Right? So very often when I'm singing it, what I'm singing is sort of like it's moved forward through the rhythm that I'm giving, and because I just gave that a whole different rhythm, it got weird. Just so you know. That plus it's cheesy. I don't know about the Cheesy Pizza sequel. What? Like the Troma movies, they're so horrible that people like them. Yeah. Wait, was it a Troma film? Was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes a Troma film? What? I mean, oh. I mean, good is totally subjective, absolutely. The cartoon was just as campy, but it was good. Oh, okay. It was pretty true to the spirit. Oh, good. Oh, if it was pretty true to the spirit of the film, I'm sure I will like it. Yes. It loses something without the musicality for me. Yeah. The thing is, it's actually harder to do without the music. It's very strange, but I will just note that that was quite difficult. Um, Also, in case you're wondering, I am currently encumbered, but we will find. We should probably take our gun away so that we don't freak people out when we say hi to them. Hello, orchard worker.
I know you. You're the adjutant's right hand.
Am I? Hey, are you all? Okay. Just noting, this person also is infected with the badness. Just gonna note that. I wonder if everyone here is infected by the badness because, you know, I do have. Ooh.
Wow. How'd you do that?
I'm pretty good at hacking because, after all. Oh, hey, guess what I forgot we can do? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? I keep forgetting. We can just pickpocket people
No.
because Jessa does that. Hey, guess what we did? We just pickpocketed people. That's not bad, right? No, no. That's fine. I mean, that's what bartender hackers do. We're also going to go and rob this person. Wait, what does that say? Rizzo's mostly natural super grow formula.
You don't know how grateful I am for the morale improvement program. Changed my life.
Morale improvement program? Wait. This person's also infected. This person just called it a morale improvement program, which makes me feel like maybe this was a deliberate choice by someone to infect people with parasites rather than some kind of unintended consequence of their corporate malfeasance. This seems like maybe this was done on purpose. These corporations, y'all, how not great are they? They're not great in a really epic way. I'm gonna read chat. That's what I'm gonna do. Let's see. There's a thing about good as being subjective. The Kill Tomatoes 2 revolved around a custom sauce pizzeria. Oh! Now I want pizza. Everybody, now I want pizza. And also, I think I've run out of my leftovers. I do have some pork loin that I have defrosted in the fridge, although it has been sitting in the fridge, maybe defrosted a little bit longer than it should, so I should probably cook that today. We're gonna... Brain, what if custom sauce is made from customers? Sweeney Todd. Trooper, come on, never. Occupational burdens, never. You're like, we're not evil. Our plant overlords say so. 51% natural, says Roller Trader. That's right. As long as it's like 51% natural, it's fine. In this dystopian hellscape, perish the thought, says Rissa. Peach says, we spent millions in R&D to avoid paying our employees more money. Oh. I have to tell you something, Peach. You reminded me of something I read that I need to tell you. Mr. Monkey says, corporations experimenting on their employees? Never! Thursday was National Pizza. I want pizza now. Look, I just need you to know that I now want pizza. I think I'm gonna get pizza today. But I do need to make I do need to make pork loin, and I did find a recipe that would actually also use these chopped tomatoes that I have that I should probably also use. And I do need to cook these potatoes. Okay, I'm going to make the thing that I'm supposed to make, but I should eat more than once today, so maybe I will also have pizza. This is all I'm going to say. I have two things to tell you all. One, good being subjective, which is true, but thought. And then two, PH reminded me to say something about self-checkout. Okay, so don't let me forget. I want to read this out loud, but then once we get moving, I want to say something about good being subjective, which is true, and then also self-checkout and employees spending millions, right? So those two things, don't let me forget. I want to read this first. The Dissident Queen, Chapter 1, continued. Ha ha! Are those Halcyon Helen and Typhon Tim I spy, crouching in the dark like terrified sprats? A fine job you two did on my ship. Most of my crew was torn to bits by the rampaging beasts. I found you to pay you back. With interest. I say, shall we defer that payment? Shouted Typhon Tim, and his hand flew to his hoisted automag. Ere his fingers even touched the weapon's grip, he was struck 15 times in the face by a hail of bullets from Mercer's weapons, at which point he promptly expired. Helen, cool as usual in the face of death, hefted her bottle of nearly 100% meal grub-free purple berry liqueur and hurled it towards the villain. Her aim was true as ever, and the projectile struck Mercer in the forehead, knocking him out so soundly he could not even utter a curse. Fine aim, ma'am, said a woman close by, once the other patrons' cheers subsided. Though I must say, I am sorry for your friend. As was I at first, but when I witnessed what lay in the wake of the bullets, look! And as she gestured at what was left of Typhon Tim's head, something small and black began to wiggle amongst the gore. Oh, well, we're going to have to find out what happens. We have to find more chapters because I need to know what's going to happen in this, or I will be sad. Also, we're going to just shut this door so that I can steal everything and not get caught. So that's going to be our goal for the moment. By the way, y'all, if you don't know, later today, I will be streaming Tales from the Brinkwood, where I'm playing my blacksmith and also brother. It's just also, we could have this door be shut. I'm supposed to be stealing things, so we just don't need this to be all out in the open. Come on. Oh, look at all this. I would like to point out that I'm not currently hungry. So that's great. Good. We just did all we needed to do there. I believe we need to continue looping around this way. Also, we should probably just make sure there are no clues to look at, because we didn't actually have our time spatial anomaly situation up, and we probably should have, because for all I know, it looks like the answer is no, but we had to check. I would hate to, miss something. Okay. Anyhow, we're not evil. Our plat overlords say so. Let's see. St. Peter, don't you call me, because I can't go. I owe my money to the corporate corp. St. Peter, don't you call me, because I can't go. I owe my soul to the company core. I kind of feel like, are you hearing sprats, right? We're hearing sprats. We're hearing sprats.
We're in the money.
We're in the money? What? Surprise bits, Krellin just says. Hold on. Submarine objectives, purple berry power. Oh, that's right. I'm going to have to go and update our RPGs. There's no reason I'm closing the door. I'm totally not stealing everything, not nailed down, stealing the nails, and then repeating the process. I went to get food, and now I'm back from outer space. I went to get food, and now I'm back from outer space. The surprise bits! You're only hearing me. Only hearing me. You're only hearing me. I'm going to look at that after I sing this song. Game volume is low. Oh, well, I'll just turn it up. Turn it up! As I was saying, though, I'm going to sing We're in the Money, as sung by Ginger Rogers from the film Gold Diggers of 1933. Which means I'm singing in Pig Latin, which means I'm going to sing it like so. Airway. I can't sing it this way because this is leaving my right hand open, and I am not a very good snapper. I mean, I can snap with my right hand, but it doesn't feel very natural, so I've got to swap over. Airway and hey, the anime. Airway and hey, the anime. Eve way at gale at way of way at way at wakes the utet gale young way. Airway and hey, the anime. The ice skates are on say. Old man, the aviation pray, ooh, yare, ooh, three, you are still way young ray, ooh. Ewe every eat red lay Ansley, avoy at Briansley, ute day. And we see the only order will look like the I get are in the IA. We're in the money, we're in the money. We've got a lot of what it takes to get along. Y'all, I need to do another visual novel Pig Latin stream. That's what I feel like. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a visual novel Pig Latin stream, and I feel like I should do another one because it keeps me in practice. That's those are my feelings, and I just need you to know it. Let's see. Note to self: get Tripper one of those hands-free harmonica rigs fitted for the metaphone. Oh, this person looks like they're not my friend. Because they're called a rupturing host, and that seems like it's probably bad. So I'm gonna go and why do I not have a sniper rifle? Pistol, assault rifle, and shotgun. I really feel like I should have a sniper rifle, but I feel like there's something wrong in my life that I don't have one. I just thought maybe it's because none of my sniper rifles do as much damage. That could be it as well, but let me just gonna, I just want a sniper. Do you know how it is like when you just kind of want to sniper some folks? That's not bad, is it? Let me options this. Options. And then I will place it. I'm going to equip it. I'm going to replace my... I know what's going on. I don't normally have that time-space thing going on, and so I normally have the shotgun and the sniper rifle out at the same time, and I do not currently, and that's what is happening right now. Just that's what it is. Excuse me for 1 moment. This person seems to be freaking out, which means I can't easily kill them, but it's cool. I'm gonna just murder this person.
Here we go.
Oh! Where did you show up? Hi. Oh, hey! Okay, excuse me. What? Okay, hey, there's a little thing going on right now. Just gonna note it. We've got... Oh my gosh, hey. Excuse me for 1 moment. We're gonna just do this. What do you mean? Oh, okay. Oh, hey. I don't like all that. I don't... Okay, hey. Here, go and use your special powers. You can't hear me laughing?
Everyone all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm not eating food, so I'm a little, hey. I don't recall hearing them say things like, I just want to be your friend before. I don't recall. You'll have volume, right? You heard that? Yes, you heard all that creepiness? Because I turned up the volume. Also, I'm feeling uncomfortable with them just wanting to be my friend while they're trying to murder me. Oh, I hear everything. It's because you're a pistolier, not a rifleman. Friends don't eat other friends' faces, not in that way. This is what I'm trying to say. It's not making me feel comfortable with their behavior. That's all. That's all. Let me, oops, pardon me. All right, we've got some stuff going on over there that we can look at later. Different moment. But let's go to the R&D labs and see what we can see there. So, yeah, Blue Pointer, super creepy, right? The voices keep me company. Okay, so here's the thing about good being subjective. Absolutely. Good is 100% subjective. No argument for me there. I will say, however, it's one of those things where even though these things are subjective, people tend to have a sense of cultural norms over what society tends to think of as being good or not good. And sometimes what society thinks of as being good or not good is actually kind of sketch and messed up and questionable in ways that I don't like. But I always feel like sort of being keyed into what various cultural and subcultural norms are between what is good and what is not good is useful. So even though I might think X thing is really awesome, I'm also aware of the fact that this subgroup probably won't think so, or this subgroup probably will. You know, it's just how it's not internalizing those norms, but being aware of them so that you can then communicate with folks. Which is also why sometimes I am always like pleasantly surprised when I run into somebody who likes a thing that I like that I also know.
But I'm pretty sure every lab in this colony's got some horrible experiment going on.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm counting Doc Wells too.
Okay. Yeah. But it's always nice when you run into someone who. Oh, hey. That's an R&D lab. It looks like it'll be a thing, so let's do a 360. So it's always just nice, right? You run into somebody who likes a thing that you like, that you know is not generally considered good by the norms that you're sort of generally deal with. And that's always like a nice, pleasant surprise. It always makes me a little happy to run into that. I'm like, oh, hey, buddy, we both like insert strange random thing. That's always just nice. Working as intended. Wait, you heard the alert, but not... Okay, I think... Yeah, that's fixed. Let's see. Because you're 101... Oh, I am... You know what? There's a thing we can do. I'm going to save. There's a thing we can do, and I need to do it. Like, we can now set up... kind of like... we can set up this thing, and I haven't done it. It's a thing that... It's a new Twitch thing. And I should do that, and I just haven't, but I will. Yeah. Yeah. Roller is like, JK, at least these friends are not earworms. Look, do you remember that there was a Night Gallery episode about earwigs? If anybody saw it. Night Gallery, I think it was the Night Gallery. I don't think it was the Outer Limits or the Twilight Zone. It might have been the Twilight Zone, actually. No, I think it was the Night Gallery. Anyway, one of those sort of like weird, uncanny anthology series. There's one about earwigs. If you remember it. Let's see. I was just being his friend. Dude, his insides are outside, and you're munching on them. Yeah, but tasty. Silly stories, good. Squicky stories, not so much. Then someone says, yeah, parasite-induced cannibals don't believe that they are doing anything wrong, but you do. You're not thinking about their feelings. I suppose that's true. That explanation was clear as mud, but there's a Twitch thing to set up about followers. Should I add a remark to the bunker? Yeah, so basically, Twitch has got a means to set... I've got to do something else right now. To set goals for followers and subs, and I feel like I should experiment. I should look into it to see if it's interesting or if it's not interesting. You know? That said, Sal has been name-gamed for 2 years. You know what I mean? And I feel like I just have to say... Adam RPG has some hidden lore about skin worms. They apparently crawl in your ear, then mess with your memory. Oh. I will tell you about that Night Gallery episode. Don't forget about self-checkout. that said, the name game. Come on, everybody. I still want to share a wig. Wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. I need to interrupt this moment because if I do not do this right now, I am going to forget. So I'm just going to pull up a tab, and then I'm going to just pull up. I'm going to type in the term share wig so that that is now present. And now that it's present, I can go back to singing the name game because now I have a share. Oh, there's also a Sunny wig, a Sunny and a share wig. Oh, sorry about that. I was like, oh, look, yep, I'm seeing a share wig right now. Many of these are not good share wigs, but this one is a good share wig. I'm just gonna make sure I have it on tab. Just so in case I need to do a share impression. Anyway, I was saying, come on, everybody. I said, now let's play a game. I bet you I can make a rhyme out of anybody's name. The first letter of the name, I treat it like it wasn't there. And then a B or an F. On M will appear. And then I say boo at a B, then I say the name, then banana, fan, or info. Then I say the name again with an F, very plain. Then a fee, fi, and a mo. Then I say the name again with an M this time, and there is a name that I can't rhyme. Salixin, Bobalixin, banana, fana, fofalixin, fee, fi, momalixin. Salixin, the name game. You know, I say Salixin, but it could be Saloxin. Could be Salixin. Sal, it is typical in English to put the emphasis on the first syllable, but what if you're a Saloxin and not a Salixin? Have I been saying your name wrong all this time? What if you pronounce it a whole different way altogether? What if it's like sa? What if it's like Salah Kasin? Like what? Like I don't even know. Like what if there's this? Oh, I just wanted to know. Why would you share a wig? Ice Buddy, I see you. Hey, Ice Buddy. So, let's see. To escape from Tarkov, actually, yes. A taste of Stalker. Why, we better call Sal? Then not one would have survived due to mega incompetent on all levels. Yes. Get out. Okay, so I'm going to resume to this. We're going to go into this R&D labs. I think we might have a mission in here. So, Sal, emphasis. Tell me. Murder on Aradano, so I like it. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to tell you was about self-checkout. You may or may not know this, but I don't like self-checkout. Whenever I go to a store and there's like that little self-checkout thing, I don't like it. Actually, this is an R&R and D&D lab, which is like what? Research and rest and development and destruction. I don't actually know what the other ones are for. Anyhow, look, so I don't like them, right? Because every time I go to a store and I see that self-checkout, I think to myself, they're firing people. Do you know what I mean? Like they're oh. Hey, this kind of looks bad, right? I mean, kind of looks bad. Well, I suppose we'll find out.
Hello?
What?
I can hear you out there. If you still possess the majority of your mental capacities, please locate the test room through the lobby and to the left. You'll see me through the glass.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about this, but also it is a corporation, and so that is pretty par for the course. But in case you wanted to know, that looks like a kind of a fun gun. I don't feel... Oh. I just don't feel good about... What is this right here? What is that? Jeweled ring? I don't feel good about whatever has been going on in here, because I know it's pretty shocking, but I'm getting the feeling that this was deliberately done by the corporation in order to be corporate. So I'm gonna read chat. Then you won't like Walmart lately. Most of those stores are going to total self-checkout. Ugh, I don't like it. Mark is not a fan either, as a very pro-union dude. Yeah. Crown says, I shop at the grocery store I shop at because it's union, but I love self-checkout. Checkout person is pointless, unneeded job, and we shouldn't worship having jobs for the sake of having jobs. Also, I like not having to talk to someone about the things I'm buying. So here's the thing I want to tell you about it. This is the thing, I was reading this really interesting article that's really fascinating. In Norebro, they had to close the self-checkouts and get more people checkouts and with people checkouts back. So here's the thing the article read. It was really interesting. PH says, we can look at it as these are more soul-crushing jobs that no longer to be done by people. Unfortunately, we live under capitalism, so progress on that front means death instead of freedom. But here's the thing. So in those cases, I use self-checkout because I don't want to trouble anyone. Sure, yeah. Sure says, I don't mind the general idea of self-checkout, but it needs to come with universal cost of living pay. Right, so here's the thing. The article I read said that self-checkout costs more for the companies that have them. That it's actually not cheaper. It's actually less cost effective than having people work at the checkout. And you might think, and Krillin's like, yes, I'm hugely pro UBI. Same. And there was a couple of places that have like cities or locales that have experimented with UBI and said that it actually was doing good stuff. I don't mind the general idea of yep. Court building, pistol behind the desk. It is so customer service. It is. People were stealing like crazy in Europe. You simply chat with a person at the checkout. That's because our labor costs are ludicrously low. Well, there's that. They have to have someone around for when self-checkout doesn't actually work, or is it too complicated? So apparently the reason why it's actually not cost effective is because it costs more to hire people to program and maintain the machines than it does to actually just hire people who are at checkout. It apparently also, and people talk about stealing and theft, but it's not even necessarily theft. It's sometimes people just don't, inadvertent theft, right? They don't mean to steal things from the shop, but they don't know how to work it out. And so apparently the corporations would make more profit if they hired people than if they ran these machines. But because a couple of big store chains installed them, all the other chains are like, but we're going to look like we're not modern and hip and forward thinking if we don't use them. And so all sorts of stores are now using them, even though it is worse for their profit margin. And I just thought that was interesting. That's what I thought. Let's see. I'm pro UBS, says PH. When you give everyone money to pay for basic services, the companies know they can charge more. Everyone can afford the services. What should we do? What we should do, in my opinion, is make the basic services free. Oh. Yeah, Roller, yes, forgetting to swipe items or like swiping them incorrectly. Do you know what I mean? Like, so they swipe it, but that doesn't really register, but they don't really know exactly how to do it, or they forget to swipe, and like, it's like a yes, right? And so apparently, it's not even like that people are being like, I'm gonna get away with stuff, but just not like they're just not doing it right, and the machines are more expensive, and to keep them and maintain them is more expensive than people think. Counterpoint, Japanese vending machine stores. But I imagine vending machine stores are different because they're a vending machine rather than people going through this process and, you know, not swiping things, and that might be different. Like, I imagine a vending machine store is different in terms of how all that works out. And I imagine also the profit margins on vending machine stores, on vending machine items are higher. You know? Missile Monkey says, I started working at Kroger's at the top of the year. We have so many people blatantly steal from self-checkouts. Crown says, so now you need to decide what stuff is basic services that I need. Vending machine shops in Amsterdam, all the not goods for you foods. I heard that they've got like also, let's hack. They've got also healthy stuff in some of these vending machines, like tomato soup. perhaps? Reception terminal, displaying recent appointments. Name, Miss Ruth Bellamy. Stage name, Halcyon Helen. Description, lab tour, mysterious... Oh. They killed her to hide their secrets. We know this, right? Like, this is all pretty upfront now that they killed her to hide their secrets. Name, Administrator Ludovico. Description, product presentation. Attack of the Bloody Marys. I can see vending machine stores having almost no loss. Yeah, because I'm also thinking about real estate. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can probably have higher profit margins, smaller footprints, smaller utilities. Like, I could imagine them being somewhat efficient. I've also seen a lot of vending machines that were clearly made in the 1980s. They're still running around. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I don't know about maintenance, though. On the other hand, we have these two vending machines in the dorm that I live in, because I live in a dorm, and they're no longer being serviced. And I don't know why not. Maybe, I don't know. But it makes me sad because sometimes I just want some Doritos, and then I don't have them, and that makes me sad. Just for the record. Okay. To department utility subject cleanup request. Who is this from? Okay. From department reception to department utility subject cleanup request. Hello. I'm sorry I haven't had the chance to get your name yet and update the terminal. When you have a moment, could you bring a mop to the lobby? Dr. Blossom seems to have had a rather rough night and spilled some coffee on the floor. Thank you. Suspicious. From L. Blossom to Department All RR&D Labs employees. What in the Architect's blue blazes is going on? When blessed with what in blessed corporate law is all that commotion down there? I don't believe the rocket fuel combination distillery mixture was scheduled for another week. Could someone please inform me as to what the racket is all about? You better have a damn good reason for interrupting my meeting with the administrator. I want a full explanation and apology within the next 15 minutes, or people are going to start losing jobs. By the way, Rizzo's candy has been scientifically proven to not give cavities. 5 out of 5 Rizzo Company doctors agree. That's based on average lifespan of colonists, which I have some concerns about. I just have some concerns. Let's finish looting this place for all the stuff while I read chat, because that's I also feel like maybe I've got, like, if I found a workbench, that would be the story. Because maybe some of the new stuff I found is better than the old stuff that I have, and I could swap out weapons and feel special. Speaking of weapons and being special, I'm currently inside of a building, which means I probably do not need a sniper rifle. I probably could get away with just having that shotgun, and I should probably swap weapons. But before I swap weapons, I'm gonna just read what chat has to say because I like them. Oh, thank you, thank you, 30. Let's see. Let me go over here. Boop, 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 boop. Okay, great. And then I'm gonna go find out what's happening. But I'm gonna read chat because chat's exciting and full of joy. And also, I like chat. I live in a dorm. I do live in a dorm because I'm a scholar in residence, and so like my faculty member who lives in the dorm, and I've got to do some programming. Speaking of which, I actually do need to email some folks because I had an idea. I was thinking about programming. I do lots of different types of programming, you know, and I was talking to I was doing some housing interviews with people who are going to be living in the ethnomusicology house next year, and I somehow am going to be in charge of that house next year. I don't know what that's about. I don't know how that happened, but it did. Don't ask me. So I was doing interviews with them, and I was doing these, like, we had these basic questions to ask, and I was getting them interviews. So I was like, what skills do you, like, what can you bring to the ethnomusicology house next year? And a number of them were really bad at answering these basically kind of what I would call job interview, like basic job interview questions. And I got a lot of like, oh, I'm not good at anything. And I was like, oh, no. And so I was like, no. That's not how to answer that question. Like, if somebody says, you know, what can you bring to the team? Saying, oh, I'm not really good at anything is not the sauce. So I think what I'm going to do is see if I have to contact our career center, and I want to see if there's anybody there who might come in and do a workshop on job interviews. So like just sort of like talking to people, job interviews, because clearly a bunch of these students do not have the ability to like fake it or just not be super self-deprecating. So I think I'm going to go put together a program this month to talk about job interview stuff, and then if I do that, then maybe I can actually, because these are I'm dealing with sophomores, and they are going to be sort of like trying to get internships and all of that. So I thought that maybe I could also do a couple of other things, like maybe I could get people who work for nonprofits, so I can get somebody to come and talk about like getting an internship at a nonprofit or something like that. So like maybe I could do like a February, March, and an April sort of workshop that might be useful for our students who are, you know, at that point in time in their careers where they're going to have to go into some job interviews or try to find an internship or figure out what they're going to do over the summer. And maybe I could do a financial literacy one as well. So I'm just like thinking about some like
Take it
kind
in
of
the
decent,
scenery?
yeah, we're going to get there. Some decent skills that could be useful, right? That people don't get in other contexts. Well, there's a scientist over there, and a dead body over there, and a vending machine, which I can use to get rid of some of the stuff that I'm carrying, so you'll be proud of me, because
Awful. Wonder if this poor fella had a family.
Parvati is so empathetic, and I appreciate that about Parvati. And Tossball Divisional Championships this Saturday, only at the Antibiotics Sports Arena. Rizzo's Rangers versus Anti-Cliff's Cleo's Darlings. Blood-thrilling action. Adult, 35 bits. Child, 10 bits. Oh, well, that's nice. That dead body is less nice, but, you know, what is this? Reading chat. Let's see. When did we become material defenders? There's a psychology behind it, Just the presence of a person is a deterrent, whether they're allowed to do anything or not. Hello, says Sal. I'm back. I got distracted about my wife being adorable. I wanted to know, Sal, I think you missed my question, which was that I had a bit of a crisis where I was thinking that maybe I was mispronouncing your name all along, because I pronounced it Salixon as if the emphasis is on the first syllable, as tends to be typical for English words. But I thought, but what if your name is not Salixon? What if you put your emphasis on the second syllable and you're Saloxon? And then I went in a spiral, and I was like, what if it's pronounced in some way I can't even imagine? Like, what if it's pronounced Salah Kassin? And so, what syllable do you emphasize in your name, Sal? So if I name game you or say your name full out, I just want to know if it's Salixon, Saloxon, Salixin, Salah Kassin, Allah, in, like, Salox in, like, just let me know. If they want to pay someone to just be there, that's on them, yeah. When I was at NYU, says Blue Pointer, the penthouse apartments went to tenured faculty. Oh, really? Oh, NYU. You know, Blue Pointer, NYU, Blue Pointer. I'm going to say some things that are not definitive or official or fixed. I may change my mind, but I'm going to just say them. Trooper forever evaluating. Yes, Trooper, do not overdo it. There's a 2-letter word you should use a bit more often. I know. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? In a mirror, probably. Yeah. Blue Pointer's like, that's a great idea. Yeah, I just want to, because especially there are a number of students here who are like first generation college students and who don't actually have the they don't have people they can just ask about how to do all this and get those skills. And so I just want to, like, they may not have financial literacy skills. They may not have, I mean, like when I was in college, I grew up very working class. And so my parents did not believe that credit was a good thing, that you should not use it, that you should only buy things you have the money for. And that is what I did for all of my life up until that point in time. So here I am in college and I'm 27, 28. Well, this was my senior year of college. So I was 28, 29, and I had no credit rating because I'd never bought anything on credit because I'd always bought things that I could afford, which meant that I didn't buy a lot, but and a friend of mine was like, "You don't have a credit card?" I was like, "No, credit's bad." And she said, "Oh, do you have any kind of," and I was like, "No, I've never bought anything through debt." And she was like, "Oh, okay. You need to get a credit card, and you need to get a credit card right now." And I was like, "No, credit cards are bad." And she said, "You cannot rent an apartment anymore unless you have a good credit rating. So you need to build up a credit rating. Like you have to, or else you're not gonna be able to rent an apartment, get a car, like all these things you're gonna have trouble with." And she said to me, and this was the important part, she said, credit card companies like giving college students credit cards because they feel like they make a lot of money out of college students. So once you get out of college, it'll be much more difficult for you to get a credit card. So since you are currently in college, go over there to where all those people are trying to get you to buy a credit card and go and sign up for a credit card from them right now before you graduate. And then when you get it, you don't have to, she said, buy one thing on it every month. Just one thing every month and then pay it off at the end of the month. So you're not going to be paying any interest, but you'll be building up a credit rating. And I, coming from a very working class background, had never heard any of this, had never heard of it, didn't know it. And if she hadn't given me that advice when I was in college, I would not have started building up my credit rating. And then I think I would have been in real trouble later. So there are all these like little things that, especially as like a first generation college student, I just didn't know. And I think what I will do this semester is try to do like a series of like 2 to 3 workshops this semester where I give some folks some access to some info about these things. Because if you don't have people who can tell you, then how are you going to know? I mean, I would have been really messed up if I hadn't gotten that advice from a friend of mine who knew. Like, she knew all that stuff and I didn't know it because I didn't grow up knowing it. And so she told me and I was like, thank you so much. Could you imagine what would have happened if I had not been told about that? And Blue Pointer says, none of my students know how to interview either. Yeah, Blue Pointer, right? So I think this will be really good. Just how to, and not in like a boring way. I think we can talk about how to do an interview well. And from what I can tell from my students, I think a lot of it is about battling imposter syndrome and battling imposter syndrome. I think the students that I was talking to, and by the way, this interview that I was giving was not even a major, it was just like, hey, why do you want to live in this house next year? Right? That's basically it. Like, why do you want to live in this house and what are you excited about? I mean, I was using this interview process to find out what kind of programming they wanted next year, why they were excited about it, like how I can support them. But they had a hard time answering questions that involved speaking on their skills. And I was like, oh, hold on a second. You have leadership skills, because like one of the questions was like, what can you bring to the community? And they're like, oh, nothing. And I was like, hold on. Wait, let's roll back. It's not true that you can't bring anything to the community. So I talked to them about how to frame the skills they have. Things like being a person who can help diffuse conflict is a wonderful thing that you can bring to community. You have some leadership experience. You've done this. You're an older sibling. You are used to mediating conflict, like whatever, all these things. And so I did a little bit of talking to people about how to see their own worth and their own value, and not in a monetary sense, but like just as human beings and how you can sort of put that across in an interview, rather than being like, oh, I don't have anything, because that's no good. So I feel like that could be a really good program to do. And I should go contact the Career Center about it. Sal says, while that's true, it's not the sauce. People my age and younger, it's not the sauce. A lot of people my age and younger are taught to be self-deprecating. Yeah, like self-deprecating, I'm not good at anything speech is actively encouraged by our elders, says Sal. What's really interesting, Sal, is that other students of mine don't have this problem at all. Like students who are wealthier, who have great test scores because they they had SAT coaching that they spent a lot of money on. Like, they actually don't have a problem talking about how great they are and how good they'd be. Like, I've seen like a real gap between those students who are first generation college students, who are marginalized in like economically, racially, et cetera, and those who are less so. Like, if you are not neurodivergent, if you're neurotypical, like, there's like a group of students who really have no problem just talking about how great they are, like, quite a lot. And they come off really good. Like, this one student was like so good on the interview, just like boom, 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 boom. But that student didn't actually have more qualifications than the other students. They just were quite confident in talking about how great they were. And they did it very well. They clearly had some kind of coaching because it didn't come off as arrogant or irritating. It just came off like, oh, you are very qualified and talented. Yes. But these are all college students who are not necessarily more qualified or talented than the rest. And so there's a gap, right, in the kind of training people have had about how to talk about themselves, which will exacerbate pre-existing inequalities. And so I'm hoping I can maybe do something to even that out a bit, is what I'm thinking. Let's see. Since when is your problem? They are considered grown-up people. Well, but I care. Do you know what I mean? Like, they are grown-up people, but some people just don't get the training. Like, there are a bunch of things I did not know because my family did not know these things. And the kinds of things that I didn't know are things that if somebody had not told me about them, my life would be very, very different, right? There are ways in which I've got an RPG thought here that is related to this. What skills can you bring to the team? I'm pretty, basically. Types, yeah. Purple haze are in our brains. Blue Pointer, I love your 1920s radio voice. Thank you, Blue Pointer. I love 1920s radio, and I've listened to a little bit too much of it in the best way. Kitchen Brotland, hey, all you wonderful people. Here's a good day. Hey, Kitchen Brotland, yes. Anyone remember Ellery Tossbottle? He may be a pseudo-announcer. Jer says, I would say that's changed with the Zoomers, younger millennials, Sal. I've seen a lot of change amongst the younger generation where self-deprecation is a cardinal sin. Oh, you want to see? Oh, my syllabus is... I have a syllabus thought. It's interesting because... Got 15 minutes. It's interesting because I have just started reading Ask Professors and Professors Reddit, which I'd never done before, but somebody had mentioned it. And I was like, oh, let me go check it out. And there are these complaints that syllabi are too long. They're like, syllabi are like, my syllabi, they were always like just 2 pages. And like, now syllabi are like 15 pages and it's all just admin and it's the worst. And I was like, oh, yeah, no, my syllabi are like always 15 pages. And they always have been 15 pages. But my syllabus is the actual like, policy stuff is actually very short. It's usually like, 2 to 4 pages, just like normal. But my syllabus itself tends to be like 15, 17 pages because when you get my syllabus, every single thing that happens in the class is on it. Like, I give a schedule of classes where I have each class, what reading is there and what music is there and what writing is there. So like, you will never be surprised about what's happening in my class. You will know all the assignments, all their due dates, everything we're listening to or watching or reading. It's all laid out from the very first day. So when you get my syllabus, you can know if you want to take the class. But more importantly, and this is actually really, but like, I don't want you to be surprised. But also 2 other things. One, a student said to me, by the way, I've kept your syllabus and I look at it back all the time. And so that's really great. It becomes a resource for the students as well, so they can look back at it. It's also a resource for my graduate students who they can take. I mean, when I was a graduate student, when I first started teaching, and they're like, we need you to teach, the 19th century music class. And I was like, oh my gosh. I went back to my syllabi that I had when I was a graduate student, and it had all the materials on it. So I was able to look at them and adapt them and change them. So it was a resource for me as an undergraduate, as a graduate student, as a young professional. And then also for me personally, one time I decided not to give a full syllabus, but like do the kind of syllabus that everybody does, which is just like, here are the policies. And it was for the electronic dance music class that I taught. And that was a mistake because I spent every night until like 4 a.m. before each class stressing out about which songs to put on the syllabus and then going back and forth. It's like, well, I need a Frankie Knuckles, but like this one or this one, this one or this one. And I just basically, So now I just make sure everything is set before the semester starts, and if I need to change something, I can. But like, make sure everything is done so that I don't stay up till 4 o'clock in the morning waffling about what things to put, like what songs to play the next day, and also. And look, I know people are like, yeah, but then you're not flexible. You can't change thing at the moment. I was like, well, I still can actually. Like, and I will. Like sometimes, like for example, if something new shows up, like I was like, oh, this thing just happened at the Grammys. I should maybe put that on the syllabus, and then I can still do it. But this way, it's like good for me. It's good for the students all throughout their career, and everybody knows what's up front. Like I just believe in like full transparency all the time. So I have long syllabi. Volus says many people who aren't fluent at job interview situations may require help with elevator speech too. Yes, Volus, right? And so like those are things I think I want to really talk to them about. Krellin says, Trooper, you hadn't heard of it because credit ratings didn't exist before the 90s. You know, I think that's actually true. Krellin, actually no. When I let me rephrase that. It is true. Krellin is correct. We didn't have credit ratings, and then I don't think they were used the same way that they have come to be used, right? And so I got a kind of a training that did not work anymore is the best way. My student loan payouts went toward my credit rating. Same. But I was still in school. And also you don't start paying off your student loans until after you get out of school, but you usually tend to need to get an apartment before that happens, right? Hey, Hawkeye, so good to see you. How are you? Hawkeye, I was thinking really good thoughts about you 2 weeks ago, and I just forgot to tell you. I was thinking very good thoughts about you. I appreciate, Hawkeye, I appreciate your kindness. That's what I want you to know. And I really appreciate your, yeah. I was thinking good thoughts, and I just wanted to tell you. Missile Monkey says, you'd think that teenagers learning in school those basic skills, doing taxes, credit, paying bills, etc., off to work. Oh, sometimes coach is good, sometimes really bad. I feel like whether or not you learn those basic things in school is a bit of a debate, and I know a lot of people who debate one way or the other. We're talking about high school, and I've seen a lot of different arguments about teaching those things in high school, and actually what we teach in high school in general, people have debated a lot, and I don't teach high school, so I don't know, but I have questions. Do you know what I mean? I have questions about it. 15-minute warning, thank you. Undescriptive, minimally descriptive syllabi give me so much stress because I don't know expected. Yes, yeah, but also it gives me stress too. Do you know what I mean? Like as a professor, it gives me stress because all of a sudden I'm like, I get some, yeah, like I just want the whole syllabus there so we all know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like I just feel like that's just better for everyone. Ice Bunny says, Trooper, and how it helps when you get a breakdown because you cannot say no to make time to take care of yourself, to have time to eat, sleep, take breaks to clear your mind, or you be the one who gets breakdown with stress. I'm actually pretty resilient about that. Like, now it's true that maybe when the summer hits, I just sleep for a week, but, you know, pre-prepping, I have 3 options. Oof, oh, I gotta tell you, like, I just, yeah, ooh. There are lots of places where those basic life skills aren't covered yet. Trooper, you need to stop reading chat and finish up. Yes, you're right. You're right. I have a hard deadline. That's true. I'll tell you something about those skills. Rizzo's first product. Before Rizzo's was the confectionery juggernaut you know and love today, it was an above-average chemical waste management corporation. On one otherwise unremarkable day, our employee on the slurry-stirring shift leaned in a little too far over a chemical vat, dropping a single purple berry that had been hidden in his jacket pocket. Instead of being immediately fired for his hazardous incompetence, the employee was given an ultimatum by his supervisor: retrieve the fallen fruit and stay employed. The employee jumped into the vat, swam for the purple berry, and accidentally swallowed it. I don't believe the story. The rest is history. After he was pulled from the toxic waters, the stir stated that the chemical-coated purpleberry hadn't been half bad before falling into a toxic coma, giving his supervisor the idea to sterilize and adjust the chemical mixture for human consumption. Soon, the sour-sweet coated purpleberries were more or less edible, becoming Rizzo's first mass-marketed product, the Purpleberry Bunch. I find this disturbing. Just let you know. But then again, I feel like that's part of the point. We are going to talk to this person, but we are also going to go to this vending machine and kind of clear out a little bit because we can. We're going to sell some junk. Right? We are going to also... Is there some good stuff in here? I feel like I get better stuff personally, so let's go to the sell sort of space and see if we can... I think we've got some things we can sell. I want you to be proud of me. I want you to be proud of me because you know how this is for me. This can be difficult in my life. So we're going to just... gonna just sell some duplicates is what we're gonna do. And actually anything that's low level. I have weapons parts, but I don't have money. So we are going to do that. Right. Okay, and then I also am going to check to see what's happening in chat because I feel like chat has exciting things to tell me. I'll keep that even though I may not need it because we have people who use those and I don't know how many extras of those I have. So, although I did promise to get rid of everything under level 30, so I will keep my promise and I will get rid of everything under level 30 because I want you to be proud of me. I hope you're proud of me. I'm gonna read chat. 30 and below, everything 30 and below, just get rid of everything 30 and below. This is what I'm doing. And duplicates. 30 and below and duplicates. This is what I'm doing, right? I have made a pact that is what I will do. And yeah, please, I need you to know it. 5-minute warning. I got it. Oh, I just hope you know that I am getting rid of things. Those things I think I should keep because I think you can get extra mods or something off of them if you dump them. So just I look. I did it. I got rid of stuff. I'm gonna read chat. Oh, that was hard. When purple, well, Rissa says, well, that explains a lot. Speaking of Rizzo, I love Rizzo from Greece. Let's see. When Purple Berry Punch has knocked me, Mama said knocked you out, knocked you cold. Purple Berry is now available in Silent Green flavor. Elamam, the Danish Minister of Foreign Affairs, said that too, and he was put on sick leave because of stress. And if he will be back on the job is questionable. Can everyone, especially the ones who cannot say it? Sure, I will just say that I have managed this for a long time, and I'm pretty good about knowing when is a little bit too much for me. It's just that my too much is a little bit higher than everybody else's. Also, like when I'm like, oh, this is, I tend to know it. Let's see. But people are proud of me. I'm so excited. At least I'll get a minimum of 1/3 of the stuff that will help your students. Yeah, so here's the thing. I'm not going to exploit other people, right? This is the thing. I'm not going to exploit other people. My teaching assistants are paid for 10 hours a week. I do not have a time limit on my time, and I'm not going to give my teaching assistants. Also, this is important to note. A TA for me, it is a job, but it's actually an apprenticeship. I'm not there to exploit them. Like, here's the thing about internships, which should be how they're done. They're teaching opportunities. You're not supposed to grab somebody, have them be an intern, and just have them make coffee, unless what the skill they're trying to learn is to make coffee. You're supposed to be teaching them how, so for me, when I have TAs, which I do, they're actually more work than not having TAs, because I teach them how to put together a syllabus, I teach them how to put together a lecture, I teach them how to grade effectively, what strategies are. Like, it's actually a means for me to mentor them, to make them better, I'm not going to give them, I'm not going to exploit them. I'm just not going to do that. And I'm also not going to make them work more than their hours. And I'm going to spend the extra time to give them, teach them pedagogy and how to teach and design at this level. And so I would never just pass off like stuff I have to do to them if it's not even part of their learning process, because I feel like that's just being a not good. I don't think that's good. I think it's not good. And you know, I do understand that I am particular in my sense of ethics and fairness, but I also am. And there's not much I can do about that. Like, I'm gonna follow what I think is ethical behavior, and I'm gonna do right by my TAs and my students, and that's just gonna be how it is. And also, side note, everyone, I would like to announce for the record, I am currently under encumbrance. And it is 1 minute till we gotta go, and I'm under encumbrance. I want you to know. Look, did we do like 1,000 billion things today? We didn't do 1,000 billion things, but wrong button. But I would like to point out for the record that I killed some things. What am I doing right now? I'm eating food because I have a food addiction, and if I don't eat food regularly, then apparently it's not good for me. So there's a person to talk to. So we're gonna just stand right here. I'm gonna save the game. And then I'm gonna go to the main menu. Yes, I did save. Okay, look at this. Look, look. Let's see. Today, Trooper, me being proud of you is contingent on you missing a deadline. See, here I am. So let's see. Packed a proper, ta-da. So not a good person in general. Hey, all. Hey, Artie, how are you? Never apologize for having ethics. Yeah. And the thing is, Krellin's proud of me. Okay, this is really important because if Krellin is not proud of me, Krellin will give me the distorted Simon Cowell face, and that face is uncanny valley weird. Weird. Yeah. Weird. All right, y'all. Here's what's what. Thank you for being here. It was like a little short, sweet Outer Worlds today, but I really appreciated it. I had a good time, thank you. And next Saturday, of course, we'll do it again. And I hope I can start exactly at 11 or 11:05, like right around there, so we can get a little bit extra time. That's gonna be my goal for next Saturday, is to start much closer to 11 than 11:30. Let's see, what do I want to tell you all? The season finale of The Gamblers was amazing. We got some Naked Now in there. I really had a great time with that. And I'm excited for what it will mean. I have things to tell you all about it, but I'll tell you later. I have some thoughts about that I want to share. And we've got the merch. That was really cool. I got to finish setting up the merch itself is designed, but I think I've got one more I want to do for you all. But I just have to set up finish setting up the page, which at the moment is about color schemes, and like it's like the actual important part of everything is done, but like I don't like what it looks like, so I have to change the page itself to make it look nicer, which I will do today. But don't worry about it. But I'm gonna get that up for you all, and I'll probably give it. I'll make it announce it. I'll announce it. I will announce it next Friday when I do the Starforged, which is next Friday. So let me tell you where you can find me. You can find me in 1 hour over at Balrog 1911's channel for Tales from the Brinkwood, which is a Forged in the Dark game where you are members of a resistance trying to fight your evil vampire overlords, and it's really fun. It's got like this cool like Fae thing. It's very exciting. And then what else? Sunday, which is tomorrow, apparently, at 8 p.m. over at Praxagora, the Smophoria's channel, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can find me for Witcher Road's Home. It's our final season. We're under a siege. We'll see how that goes. Monday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over at Wandering DM's channel, you can find me playing Vampire the Masquerade, Montreal by Night. Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern over at High Shelf Collective, you can find me playing Cyberpunk Red in Shadows of the Red Death, which brings us, I'm just doing RPGs, which brings us back to Friday, which is in 6 days, where I will be doing Going Solo, because we're in the break right now between the two seasons, and I'll be doing a Going Solo on Friday, and it will be using Ironsworn Starforged to play as the kind of pulp hero in this Traveler campaign, Captain Crash Jones, also known as Wesley Crash Jones, and the Space Adventures. And I'm really excited I've been wanting to run Ironsworn, or this new Starforged Ironsworn, for a really long time, and now I get a chance to do it. And I imagine I will not be able to finish one story in one session. We'll see what happens. So that might mean there's more Crash Jones to come. We shall see. So I'm still sad that Trooper is playing Cyberpunk Red and I'm not involved. It was a surprise. It was a surprise to me, Sal. I did not know that I was going to be invited. It was like, hey, do you want to do this? And I was like, yes. And then I did. All right, I'm going. That's it. I'm leaving. Right now, accountability. Right now, I'm going to eat food. I've got a breakfast burrito in there. I'm going to microwave it. I'm going to eat it. So I've eaten food. And then I'm going to go and get into my wig, and I'm going to play some Brinkwood. Thank you very, very much. You all have been wonderful. I really appreciate you all. I'm feeling very thankful and grateful for the wonderful community that y'all are in my life right now. So I'm very excited about that. And maybe my character in Rissa's Cthulhu game will be murdered by an eldritch Russian assassin on Sunday. We don't know. We'll find out. But that said, I will catch you all on the flip side, everybody. Bye.